Acts of inhabitation stems from exploring our state of being present in ecosystems that may not have been intended for us. The average American throws away 82 pounds of textile waste annually. What doesn't get resold domestically gets sent to a landfill or exported overseas. Each year, over a billion pounds of used clothing leaves the country this way. Mountains of clothing waste are accumulating in the Atacama Desert in Chile, outside the Canamanto market in Accra, and in other areas that receive our discarded clothing. It arrives disguised as recycling to be sorted and resold, but often ends up in landfills all the same. This is thought of as waste colonialism, the dumping of wealthy nations' trash into the global south. The global south also faces disproportionate impacts from climate change, seen by increasingly severe temperatures, reduced rainfall, and water scarcity. This project, titled War and Air, asks the question: can the lifespan of discarded textiles be extended to cool spaces, capture water, and provide shelter? Taking a closer look at the material, 60% of new clothing is plastic-based, made from fibers like polyester, nylon, and acrylic. Unlike natural fibers, these take hundreds of years to biodegrade. In places where rain rarely falls, plastic-based netting is used in fog harvesters to pull moisture directly from the air. Could fabric do something similar? Each textile reacted to water differently, looking at absorption and drying time. We found that hydrophobic materials like lace and polyester were good at clinging to water droplets and then releasing them, while denim and cotton held on to moisture much longer. Layered fabric configurations were tested and measured with sensors for how effectively each combination lowered temperature through evaporative cooling. Simultaneously, we looked at species that live in dry regions and how they have adapted to water scarcity. The Namib beetle collects moisture through microscopic bumps on its shell. The cactus uses trichomes and microgrooves that spiral along its stem, guiding droplets downward for the roots. We experimented with 3D printing this form to see if it could similarly capture water from the atmosphere. The material cells needed a way to be held in place and connected to one another. Embroidery hoops offered a starting point as a simple technology that clamps two layers of fabric together, adaptable enough to become part of a larger system. The goal was modularity, pieces that would work together, be mixed and matched, assembled and maintained without specialized knowledge. From there, the process moved towards investigating connections and form through small-scale models, testing hinges, string, and fabric connections, looking for something flexible enough to adapt, structured enough to hold together as a system. The result was a 2D blanket that could be transformed into a 3D form. The final design is a triangular frame system with two types of applications: evaporative cooling and water collection. The structure is built from CNC wooden frames, 3D printed TPU connectors, and string. Each connection can be rigid or flexible depending on how it sits and how tightly it is joined. Two types of panels attached to the frame. The first is the fabric panel. On the outside, lace harvests fog and captures water droplets from the air, releasing them quickly to the layer beneath. A layer of tulle then transfers that moisture inward while still allowing air to move through. Finally, a layer of denim holds onto the water, releasing it slowly through evaporation to cool the surrounding air. The second is the fog harvester panel, which uses the 3D printed surface developed earlier to pull water directly from the atmosphere. The surface was electroplated with copper, making it more hydrophobic and initiating condensation, enhancing its ability to collect and release water. What gets harvested flows into pockets formed by heat bonding layers of plastic together. The water is held there until needed. Acts of inhabitation become degenerative when systems refuse to adapt. Warren Air proposes the opposite, a structure that grows from what was discarded, shaped by scarcity, with no fixed form and no fixed boundary. It does not solve waste colonialism or the climate crisis, but it does return something to the places bearing the weight of them.